Hi everyone. This is just like an update from yesterday's episode. In case this is your first one, you won't know what I'm talking about probably. But I figured in the event that I listen to my episodes in the far, far, far future, it'd be cool to document my brain. So I just want to document this is what my brain is doing 24 hours later after whatever the fuck that was last night happened. And oh, I hear my mouth with dryness. Oh yeah, yeah. So anyways, I couldn't get to sleep. My brain just wouldn't stop, and I finally got to bed at about 6 in the morning. Woke up 5 hours later, and I had it on the my to-do list to go to a few places today because we need some things. And so when I woke up, I immediately still felt it. I still felt embarrassed. Like I didn't even want to leave the house because like Janice is next door and it's nicer out today. Like weird fucking weather. It snowed the last 2 days and like now we're back into 60s and getting to 70s and so like she likes to be outside and you just can't really get to your car without having to see her sometimes. So I was like I don't want to go outside. I don't want to have to deal with this shit. Um so I texted Alicia. I was like I need a pep talk. So she called me and said words so that I felt like, okay, I can leave the house. And I did. Um, I'm just gonna be honest. So like I'm back on my bacon addiction. What the fuck? I can't help it. I could, but I choose not to make wise decisions apparently. So the bacon that I am obsessed with currently is Smithy Fields Applewood smoked uh thick cut sliced bacon, and it's the family pack, and I can only get that around here at Walfart. So like I'm fucking getting I have to go. I don't even like driving to it's just like, and then the parking lot and then going inside a whole store for one thing is annoying to me sometimes. Like when I don't know, because Walmart, you have to go all the way to the back of the store to get the fucking bacon. Just unnecessary trek, but one that I was willing to make to continue clogging my arteries. So, anyways, so I went there and I got a few other things too. Might as well make it worth my while, even though the bacon was. But, anyways, so I got a few things. I go stand in line. Their lines blow. It's not like they don't have people working. Like there's so many people walking around in like those you just know who that they work there and they only have like 3 registers open and everybody's like lined up at all of them. It's the weirdest fucking thing. Like the store is not really that busy, but except when you get to the lines. And I'm like, what the fuck are you people doing? And like they have the self checkout lines. I'm not going through those. I don't have to if I don't want to. So I just stood in the fucking line and it was like another like 10, 15 minutes and I'm like, "Oh my God, these people." And it was a different person up front that was like lazy, like I was going to say lazy. Like she was lazy to me, chatting, scanning as slow as you possibly could. Looking at like somebody's pictures on their phone when she was supposed to be scanning. Like, I don't know. That's lazy to me. Like, do your fucking job, dude. Like, come on. What are we all standing here for you to have a socializing time? So, anyways, I had to work through all of that in my head. And on the outside, I was like, at least I look like I'm okay, I think. Inside, I was like, brain, calm down, calm down. It's okay. You don't have anything that you have to get home to. Like right now, just stand here. Just stand here. It's okay. No big deal. Ah, and so I did. I just stood there, and then like a few episodes back, I talked about this one dude that was hilarious, and he was like talking about all the women wanting to go to his line, and so he took over for that lady right before I got up to before it was my turn, and I was like, oh my God, hallelujah! Even though I don't believe in religion, I was like, hallelujah, it's you. Like he's funny. I love that dude. Like thank goodness he came over because I immediately was like, hey, like he's just a nice, fun guy. He has nice energy, and my card wasn't working in their stupid card readers because they all suck. And so the dude comes around and like helps. I'm like, thank you so much. I'm gonna give you 5 stars today on this little card reader survey thing. Like that dude just really saved my sanity. But anyways, so I got my shit and left Walmart and didn't make a scene. And then I went to the car and I was like calling Alicia on the way to the car because she tried to call me in line. I hope you're following this. Like I was standing in line and I texted her and I was like, I can't go to Aldi because I knew that my bandwidth was just a nope. Sorry about all the click clacking in my mouth. Anyways, so I thought she remembered. Don't ever fucking call me when I'm standing in line because I can't talk on the phone and do things at the same time. Not like when like I think it's rude for me. I think I don't want to be rude. Somebody's like scanning my stuff. I'm just going to talk and on the phone while that's happening. Like, no, that's rude to me. And also, like, I can't function apparently anymore unless I'm just doing like one or two things at a time. So she called. I was like, I can't. I'll call you later. Bye. And that's how I fucking talked on the phone. I was like, really, brain? Really? So I left Walmart and then I gave her a call on the way to the car. And like, I've been around the therapy world for a long time now. Like I've had friends that are therapists. I've worked with therapists. My wife is a fucking therapist now, as of a couple years ago. And I like the free therapy I get. Cause like I told her, like, sorry about that. I was in line and then she like just chatted to me all the way to the car and like I felt a lot better. And also for those of you who haven't listened to past episodes, like, our communication on both sides, like it's just hard to communicate when somebody's totally different way of like talking and dealing with things. And so we've been doing a lot better with that. And she's never usually been one to like just check on me multiple times sometimes. Like, you know, she's not an asshole. It's just like she wasn't raised like. Anyways, I don't even know what the point of that is. Basically, I'm just really, I really, my wife has like been there for me the last couple of days. And so I just told her, like, hey, keep doing stuff like this because it really means a lot that you called and checked on me and that, like, like, tell me to take some deep breaths and stuff like that and in a non patronizing way. And all of that was super helpful. And then, like, I was sitting in the car and I was just like, like, I really don't think I can go to Aldi. And it was just across the street because the idea of getting out of the car, going and like putting the quarter in the thing to get the cart, and then going in and winding my way through the store. And I just didn't want to do that. It just seemed like a lot. And I already was like, I'm pretty sure like that's going to just ruin my day if I do that because that's really how I felt. And she was really understandable. And she took care of that after work for me today. And I really appreciated that. Um, so that was the extent of me getting out of the house. And then I just came home and I didn't have to run into Janice or anything. But like some time has passed and it's at least it's 24 hours now since like that weird ass dinner thing happened last night. And I've had time to like process and try to think through some things. And um I feel disappointed. So like I was talking like in the last episode about how in the past, if somebody does some shit like that, like I don't really, I'm done with you. And that's not really like great behavior to have, but that's what I've always done. I've just slammed doors and I'm like, I just can't deal with this shit. Like if this is something that you do, like, do you know what I mean? And then, so like the last like handful of years, I've been trying to do things differently and it's been hard and a lot of it has paid off for me. Like I have more patience with things now and, you know, so I've made improvements. And I do believe that like I don't have to be black and white with people. I don't believe that anymore. Like it's either, you know, you're great or you're not. Like I'm not into that way of thinking. Like I've gotten a lot better with like people have gray areas. We're all human. We all have flaws. La 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 la, and giving people chances. And I'm trying to be more mature that way. And so like on the drive over to get my fucking bacon. I was just at past Janice's house and I saw her car there and it was what time did I leave? Like 2:30 or something. And I was like, like I didn't even get any text from her at all. And I don't think it's wrong to like I guess I just think it's decent behavior that if like you had a guest over and that guest left crying, that you would just check up on them. Just, hey, are you doing okay? Something, That's to me, that's what I would do. I'd feel fucking humiliated if like somebody ran out of my house crying because that means that I caused that but like I know that I don't, people don't always we all think differently and have our own shit to deal with. But like in a basic sense, like your friend of 13 years ran out of your house crying for the first time ever and you're so uncomfortable you can't even just shoot over a text like how you doing today? Something. And so I'm like, and I talked to Alicia about this. I was like, I'm not going over there on Tuesday at noon, which is like our weekly visit thing that we started doing a few months ago to get to know each other better. And I just was like, I don't, that's the stuff I used to do in the past. Like something like this happens. And then it's sort of like expected that I would be the one that would go and try to like make things right or like get the ball rolling again. You know what I mean? And I just want to break out of that. And I don't think I have before by trying something different. So I just told Alicia, like, I'm just tired of this stuff. Like, I'm just tired of like people not just be a little kind. And so I don't have time to deal with people's uncomfortability with me. Like, it's just annoying. And I'm having to deal with my own shit right now of like, wow, I'm getting triggered really easily these days. And this is how like being like unmedicated feels. And it's not as bad as I thought it would be, but there are times like I talked about last night, there's just stuff that's happening that like I don't like. And I know I have to figure out how to deal with this and use healthier coping skills and stuff, which is kind of what I'm on here doing to just get out of my head again. But so Alicia gets home from work and well, from Aldi, because she went there before she came home. And so she brings the stuff in, and she said that Nadine was out in their backyard. Like, like, we're neighbors, we can see everything. And Nadine was in her backyard doing yard work since it was nice out today. And she says to Alicia, like, yells across, like, hey, hi, how are we all doing over there? Referring to, like, our house and probably me. And Alicia was just like, not that great. And then just continued, bringing stuff into the house. Like, that's really, like, so I'm like, that's how they're gonna deal with this? So they're just gonna be like, how are we doing? Like, the way it was said, and Alicia doesn't exaggerate when she tells me, like, the way it was said was like, I'm the issue, is my interpretation of that. Dude, does that make any sense? It wasn't a nice way to ask about somebody, was the tone. You know what I mean? It was just very rude to me and very like, oh, I don't even, so like basically, I just guess I'm saying I'm not going to go over on Tuesday. And I told Alicia, like, look, this is not old thinking. I'm not trying to cut Janice out of my life. I'm not trying to start shit. I'm not trying to like be passive aggressive or anything like that because these are all things that people have thought that I was doing over the years, which, yeah, I was, but I'm not anymore. And so I want my wife of all people to just know because like her opinion is the most important in the world to me. That's it. Like I mean not the only opinion. Well, the most important opinion because it's my wife. And I just told her that I'm not going to do it. I feel okay about that. Um It's actually like, yeah, I actually feel really okay with just making the silent decision. Like, I'm just not showing up on Tuesday if I don't hear anything from you. I'm not trying to test Janice. Like, the lady's almost 80. I'm not trying to play games. I just am not, I don't feel like that's very right. It doesn't sit right with me to just pop on over after days go by and nobody checks up on me. And like I could hit the stop record button after this, and 2 minutes later she sends me a text, and this was all for nothing. But until then, let me just check my phone. Yeah, no, her ears must not be ringing very loudly. Um, and I told Alicia, I said, so I'm just gonna deal with whatever is said or isn't said after that. Because I don't want to explain myself if like somebody can't take the time to just be like, hey, you at least doing okay today? Something. I don't want to deal with that. I feel like I'm a decent human being, and just because somebody doesn't really have it in them to like maybe do that, I don't know. I should probably stop talking now because I don't think I'm making sense. And so, anyways, I just got on here to say that I feel good that I made that choice, and I will deal with it in a tactful way, like whatever comes after that. But I just don't want to I just don't want to do that. It's like I always have done in the past. Always go over to my parents' apartment. Like we lived so close to each other for like years after I got out of college. And like my mom would be a fucking asshole. And like it wasn't anything that I did. It was just her. But she made it out to be like me. Oh, it was me. I'm the reason that like she felt that way. And so like it was just, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like probably a lot of you. Like you're made to be the problem. And I know I'm not the problem. I know I didn't do anything. Like, I feel embarrassed. Those are all valid feelings. I know that, like, I didn't handle things last night the way that I wanted to, but this is all just information about myself that I'm taking in and processing and trying to do things differently. And, I just am too old for this shit. And I didn't like how I felt yesterday. It was bad. And I don't want to put myself back inside her house without anything being resolved in some way. And so I'm just deciding to just move on right now. And I kind of hope she texts something because, like, wouldn't that be awkward, me not showing up if she expects me to on Tuesday? And, like, but I'll deal with Tuesday when it comes if that's the case. And, I just had some bacon a little while ago, so now I need to go get some chocolate. And thank you. I've gotten some messages from people. Thanks. That was so helpful. Holy shit, like your perspectives are just because you get like so just your I don't know. My da 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 do 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 ding 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 do do do. Okay, I gotta stop that. Um, one person, I call him my internet scholar. I don't know if I told that to him, but just messaged or just left a comment and was like said something about it's like if it's just different when you go to other people's houses because it's their rules, it's their setting, it's their. And I was like, oh my God, like obviously I was in her house, but like that is a perspective that didn't even dawn on me. Like, yeah, no wonder I felt so uncomfortable because like that's not my house, those aren't my pets. I just ate your fucking food. So like I was like, uh-oh, I don't want to come off as like a rude asshole. I just ate your food and drink your shit and just like now I'm leaving. Like, but yeah, like that does make a lot of sense. I was in her house. Like, I don't feel like I can just, I don't know. It feels disrespectful to me, maybe. And also, respect your elders kind of thing. Like Janice is the dawn of the street. Like she just is. Like, she's a very important person on this street. And so like I try not to like lose my shit completely on her because I don't want to do anything that I would regret. I'm not trying to do that. But yeah, I was in her house. And that's part of why I froze. It's like what is appropriate for me to say here? If somebody was in my house doing some shit like that, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. Like, it's my house. No, no, no. So like, but I'm in somebody else's house. And so what do you do? Man, socializing sucks. So does like PTSD. But, anyways, I feel a lot better 24 hours later than I did. And thank you for listening to this update and thank you for your messages. They're super helpful. And I really hope this is relatable in case anybody else is like going through this currently or has or something. Um so that's all. Okay, gotta go. Bye.